Hey guys, it's Joe again, and this is a tutorial how to make basics to making montages, because people keep asking me how I do some effects and stuff like that, and some people ask me to make a basic video just so you know how to actually make montages, like, from the basics really. So in this one I'm going to do color correction, syncing, and render settings. And I'm going to do some more in the future if I get good feedback on this, obviously. So what you do first is open up Vegas. I've got Movie Studio HD Platinum. You'll probably have Vegas Pro because you've probably all cracked it. And Vegas Movie Studio and Pro are basically the same, except Pro has a few more features like 3D effects, masking, stuff like that. Anyway, so this is my layout. You can change this by going to options, preferences, and you go to display, and you can click uncheck Vegas color scheme and it will change it to white. And you can display timeline at bottom of main window. You can check this to get the timeline here. Not timeline, I mean timeline at the top and video preview down here, which is much easier. And then you want to close down all the bad stuff that you've got around the screen. Anyway, then you want to add, well, instead of adding a video audio, just go into your files, get a video. So I'm going to get a clip off my hard drive. I'll just get a basic one. Game winning kill. I'll get this temper shot because I've used this before, so you know like what the difference is. But you've got the clip here. You've got a video and audio track. It's just building peaks at the moment. It's basically just creating the sound waves. So I'm going to skip through here and I'm going to find the place where my shot is. I think it's around here. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to go back about here, just where the shot starts. I'm going to hit S, which I did there, and splits it, and then delete this one. And then I'm going to watch the clip and basically just go to the end of it. By the way, if you notice what I did then, if you hit L, it speeds up the preview, and you can do it a lot of times. It'll speed the preview up more each time you hit L. You can also reverse it as well by hitting J. So I've got this clip now, and I'm going to bring this to the front. So now we've got this clip, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add color correction. So you should always do the color correction before you add any other effects to the clip, because I always do the effects and then forget the color correction, so I have to copy the color correction to every clip, because obviously I split it up to do slow-mo and stuff like that. So anyway, what I do is I add brightness and contrast, saturation adjust, and color curves. You might want to add color corrector as well, so for the sake of this video I'm just going to add that as well. So first you want to go to color correction, and basically what the color correction does is it enhances the colors, it brings them up a bit. So if you want to look at this clip, and you can see that the majority of it is red, the colors, so you go to the red channel and drag it up a bit, and you can see it's gone a bit red, and then you need to kind of balance it out, so drag it down a bit. And you can see if you click the tick here, you can toggle it on and off, and you can see, if you can see from this preview now, you can see how much it's changed, how much the colours have been brought up. And because this shot, this is Afghan, so most of the clip it's mostly just red. So what I do is I just bring up the other colours just a little bit, just to get rid of the whole redness of it, because it doesn't want to look. It's not supposed to look red. It's meant to bring out the red colours. But if you just bring up the red, what I find is that the clip just looks red, and it doesn't look normal colour, if you know what I mean. So basically you can see now the colour's been enhanced a lot. And now I'm going to have saturation adjust. What I do, I just literally drag most of them up. You can see the low is what I use, not the high. As you drag the low up, you can see all the saturation's added, and it makes it look a lot nicer. So I add this to a nice amount, and then I just keep ticking it on and off. So as you can see here now, obviously it looks a lot better like that. Then brightness and contrast, I usually only put it up to about 5, the brightness, and the contrast I just make it look nice. I think not that's way too high, but I make it look quite nice, like about there or so maybe. If you toggle that on and off, so look, you can see the difference between the saturation and the brightness and contrast, and how much better it looks with it. Then if you want to add color correction, you don't need to. You can just add, maybe drag the middle, just maybe if you want to put a bit of green tinge on it, maybe you could do this or so. Then obviously it looks slightly different, but I'm not going to use that for now because I didn't really use it often, but I've tried it out. So anyway, that's the color correction. I'll play the clip through, and you can see that it's color corrected the whole way through. The shot's not great, by the way, anyway, it's point blank, but it's the only game winner kill trick shot I have really recorded at the moment. So anyway, that's the color correction. Now we want to do syncing. So I'm going to get some music. Let's get have a load of rubbish here. Okay, let's get this one. Afterburner. It's a song of my montage, and it's quite easy to sync this one. Alright, so what you want to do is find a beat. You can see here the wave. All the high wavelengths, they're all very like solid beats. So that's where you need to sync. As you can see here, this area here, this is all very high. So like now when I play it, I can tell, I could guess it was right, but it's the bit at the start where it's just getting into the beat like this. So I'm gonna take this bit here, right at the end. I'm gonna take it here. So I'm gonna just cut this bit off here, and just get this clip. Right now to sync it, what I need to do is I'm just gonna get this now, and then I'll expand it out after to the length of the clip. So I want it here. Look, right at the start of the wave there. That frame, that is where I want the shot to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it forward a bit. No, I'm going to bring these first. Yeah, I'm going to control click both of them and bring them all that way so it's easy. And oh, I've actually lost the place now, so I'm going to do that. Right, so that's where the shot is. Now I'm basically just going to get this clip here, move it along and look in the preview, and I'm going to make it so, well, I don't want it on the kill cam, I want it on the other bit. So as it hits there, there you go, right there. Now when I play it, and there it's synced. But look, as you can see there, you can tweak it a bit. So that's obviously where the shot is. So just move the shot to the start there. So when it turns out, like that. That's basically syncing. That's basically what I'm going to do for this episode, apart from render settings, which I'll do right any second now. So that's basically the basics. You can add any other effects in as well. I'll just do a quick brief. All these effects here, these are what I've got with Movie Studio. You get more with Vegas Pro, but things like glow I'll do, how to sync a glow to a beat. Actually, that's kind of syncing, so I'll do it now. If I wanted to sync a glow to a beat, what I do is, alright. Oh, well, okay. Basically, you see there's a beat there. Obviously, that's just shot. I wouldn't do this in a montage. This just for the sake of this video again. Right. So basically, just go to the frame you want there. Put a frame before. This is just if you want one flash for one frame. Put a frame before. Put a frame there. Put a frame there, and that's what I do. And put the intensity up, and then it will flash. But you can also do other things. A little tip with Vegas. Instead of doing that, if you just put that to a hold keyframe, it changes as it hits it. So if you wanted it to change brightnesses throughout the video, you could put that high, and then it'll go high until it hits that point, and then go low. That's just a little tip though. So anyway, to render this, I'm gonna basically go to the end and at the top click and drag. It's easier if you do this, and then when you click render as, you click render loop region only. That's so you can render parts in a video and not the whole thing at once. So I go to my desktop and name this as blah blah blah. That didn't even sound right, but and then you want to save as type. I use WMV. I've been testing out Sony AVC because it's AVC is what it's recorded in, but it just doesn't work out well when it looks like there's a motion blur when like when somebody spins, for example. But it's quite good quality, but it goes bad when you spin. What I'm using at the moment is a YouTube 10 megabyte. I've named it because 10 megabytes. It could take quite a while to render, but I'll only use this for montages. What you want to do is to include audio. Just leave this. This is fine, the audio. Then you want to go to video, set the image size to 1280 by 720, and keep this to Windows Media 9 CBR. That can stay the same. Pixel aspect ratio to 1. That's basically 720. 1.3. That's 1080p, where it's widescreen basically, and you'll have a black bar at the top and the bottom usually. Frame rate 59.94. That's double NTSC. And make sure you put it to 59.94 and not 60. Just keep it at that. Then bitrate. The internet/LAN. That's the quality of the video. So I set it to 10, but usually if I do a regular video like a zombie video, I always put it to 3, and it makes the upload time so much smaller. But if it's just a short edit, I just put it for 10, so I won't be waiting hours to upload it. You can leave that, and then video quality to best, type your name in here, and then click save, and that's it. So now I'm going to render this, 10 megabyte quality, and it renders it. It won't take long at all, or depending on your computer. Mine's got I have a 2.8 gigahertz processor, so that speeds it up quite a lot. I think it's processor that does the render time, or could be RAM, but I know Sony Vegas is limited to the amount of RAM it can use. It can only use 2 gigabytes of RAM, and After Effects can use as anything really. So I think on After Effects, I think the render time is more on your RAM. Anyway, this will only take a minute to render. That's basically what you do. Comment if this helped you, and if you want to see any specific requests, any effects, or anything that you might have seen in either my montages or any others, and I'll show you them. Also, I use Adobe Photoshop to help me with editing, so I don't have After Effects, so I use Photoshop to do some masking things because I don't have Vegas Pro either. So I mask things out in Photoshop and I save them as a picture and import them in, and I'll show you some more things using Photoshop and Sony Vegas. But just say what you want to see in tutorial, and I'll show you. So, yeah, see ya.
Get ready for the next round.